We're looking now at using the product rule to solve some functions here. So derivatives of functions. So we've got one function times the second function. So see how they're two separate functions. They've got the brackets there, and because there's no sign there, we take it as multiplication in between it. So that's what we're looking at. One function times another. So our rule is to differentiate it, is that we differentiate our first. So 3x squared becomes 6x, 4x derives to 4, the 7 derives to 0. Keep our second bracket exactly the same. Then plus, so it's plus there. The first bracket stays the same. We haven't changed anything in our first bracket. Then multiply it by the second one. So multiply it by 5x cubed plus 4x. So derives. So 5x cubed becomes 15x squared. 2x squared becomes 4x. Minus x becomes minus 1. 8 derives to 0. So that's where we're looking at that. Derive the first, multiply by the second, plus the first times the derivative of the second. So what do we get for the next one? So we derive the first, multiply by the second, and then keep the first, and then multiply by the derivative of the second, but I've put that in front there. Just instead of putting it times 5, put the 5 in front. Doesn't matter what order we get it in. So derivative of 5x minus 3 is 5. So question 3 here, and again, long bracket here, derive it. 4x power of 5 becomes 20x to the power of 4. 4 times 5 is 20, subtract 1 from the power. 2 times 3 is 6, subtract 1 from the power. Minus 7x becomes minus 7. Keep the second bracket, plus the first bracket, and times the derivative of x cubed, which is 3x squared, minus x, which gives us minus 1, and the minus 1 goes to 0. So you see that rule the same time. Derive the first, leave the second, keep the plus the first times the derivative of the second. Derive the first, so x minus 3 gives us 1, so it's just going to give us this bracket here, plus x minus 3 times the derivative of that bracket. And derivative of 6 plus 3x squared minus 4x first, and then times the second, and the first bracket times the derivative of the second there. So that's what we're seeing every time. So keep that in mind. Keep thinking about that rule. Whether you remind yourself in words or whether you keep it in the function of x times g of x. So if you keep that notation, and be able to apply it no matter which ones we get.